Hey, it's us.
Oh my gosh. It feels like it's been so long.
It has been for me. You've been on a little bit, but oh man, it's
But not much. Like it was just last week, right? So I feel
yeah,
like
I know.
out of
Yeah,
the loop.
yeah. It's been a whirlwind in my old household, as everybody knows, but everybody's fine, and we're getting through it.
Yeah,
So
that's good
that's
to
good.
hear.
Yeah. You know what? I think if it wasn't this time in life, like if it wasn't the COVID and all that, it would have been no big deal. But
Yeah.
it was an interesting thing to go through for
Well,
sure.
and it was an added thing on top of an added thing, right? Like,
Yeah, like it was a lot of, I swear, like I was so stressed out for like I don't know, a week or 10 days there that my hair, I swear it was falling out. Like I was just like every time the dog barked, I just turned inside out. And but Jordan's fine. She's recovering. She had some incision pain, of course.
yeah, that's expected.
But that's all getting better. We just have to really watch. I was saying to you before that we just have to really watch what she's eating, because her body doesn't understand that it doesn't have its what do you call it, gallbladder anymore. So it's still
Yeah.
trying to deal with stuff without it being there. So it kind of sends her into a so, and then, like she kind of had an attack after she had something to eat that wasn't quite right. And then she was in this all like tremendous pain, like worse than like what she had to begin with. And I was like,
Oh.
what's happening? I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
On, how can it be
Yeah.
hurting?
What are we supposed
Anyway,
to do now? Yeah.
we Googled it, and she had come home with meds for pain and stuff like that. So yeah, we just loaded her up and she was fine. She was just
Yeah, because I'm trying to
eyes
think.
was big, all stoned, but she got through it, so it was
Yeah,
good.
because when I had my gallbladder removed, I was vegan.
Ah, yeah. So
And I don't recall that piece after having it removed of being,
yeah,
but
the
I'm
afterward. Yeah, so it scared her like straight, like because she was kind of dabbling, because she's been really eating well and dieting on purpose, like losing weight on purpose since January. And she was very strict about it. Like she'd lost like 45 pounds.
oh
And
wow.
then all of a sudden she started dabbling in a little bit of other stuff, back, to having a bit of crap and stuff like that. But this
Yeah.
dialed her right back in. Like she's like, I don't want to go through this anymore.
Oh
So
yeah.
she's back eating, healthier and whatnot again. So it's good. I just need to follow now, because I'm telling you, I got the COVID 20 around my waist. 20 pounds.
20.
Got 5 on each butt cheek and 10 in my stomach. I tell you, it's unreal. I don't know. I work at home. I'm home all the time, but right with everything else going on, I'm like, I should look in the fridge.
Yeah. Yeah. You walk by it.
Calling to me.
There. Yeah.
So
And I'm
anyway,
still doing that, but I'm walking way more now.
yeah, you're walking. I know it's so beautiful out. Like Jeff and I were saying, we need to start, getting out and walking around. There's no snow. It's beautiful and green here now, and lush,
Yes.
and nice and warm, and
Yes.
so yeah, we need to. Well, hopefully the campsites that we go to are going to be starting to open here in the next week or two, because we're ready to camp. Got a couple things to do on the camper, and then we're.
Yeah, I guess May long weekend we'll see how many people actually get out this year.
Well, you can actually camp in BC until, was it the May long weekend? Yeah, I think you're right. No. Is that this weekend coming up?
Yeah, I think so. But
I'm so out of tune. It could be like, like July, and I wouldn't figure that out yet. So
I think for us, it's more that if you own membership at a place, you can still go to that, but like
right.
public campgrounds are not.
Yeah, no, private ones have stayed open actually here. So I see this one here is bugging me that it's gone now. Yeah, like the places, any like provincial park or rec site, like we go to the rec sites, which are really remote. Apparently if it has like an outhouse, you cannot stay overnight. So that's their rules right now. But they're going to loosen that up. But other than that, we're doing really good. There hasn't been anybody here in our little town that's been sick with it. Kamloops is really dialing it in. There's hardly been any in there. So, and I think in BC on a whole, we're just really flattening out. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I sure miss being on and miss talking to everybody.
I know, right?
Yeah. It's been a couple. It feels like it's been forever. It just.
I know.
So yeah. So we
What are we talking about?
Yeah. What the book?
Woo.
Girl, stop apologizing. Rachel Hollis. I've just I'm kind of following along with how you're doing the sections. You've read it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing. Just the allotted. I didn't read ahead. I thought I might, but didn't have time. And I guess a couple kids will do that.
Yeah, no kidding. It's actually, you know what? It's a really good read. She's a really good writer. Like it sounds like she's talking right to you as her girlfriend kind of thing. So I really like that part of it. Like she's, and she's not being super, like she's just talking to you like you would talk over having a couple drinks with your buddy kind of thing. Like it's not so,
And she opens up a lot about herself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she gets really into detail about things that she's gone through, and I like that personal touch that she put on it.
Yeah, like it's a really easy read anyways. I encourage you guys to get the book if you don't have it. So obviously it's about, kind of a mindset thing. And I know I myself apologize for so much that I just don't need to, and take on responsibilities that have nothing to do with me.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying like my kids or things like, wearing face masks or gloves or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I take on things that I should not care about, and I care about them.
And would you say that that's something that would push your goals back? Like you would do those things and put your dreams, your desires on hold?
Yes. For something else and somebody else? Yes.
Yes, I know.
100%. And women are they're just built that way. That is in their DNA is, you can have two parents. You're really lucky. You have a husband that, he's very involved with the kids. He's very involved with the house. Yes, he is home. He does work from home. So that is a difference too. But I know with my ex-husband, when my kids were little, I was the mom.
Yeah.
He could be sitting on the couch. They would walk by him and come in to the bathroom where I was, going to the bathroom to ask me for something.
Yeah.
And not just with kids, but you're just, it's just with everything. You're just expected to have the answers and put aside what you're doing. You look at the moms. Here's a perfect example. Look at like Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Who sits down last?
Yeah.
Right? We do.
Yeah, like who's the first to get up and clean?
First one to get up and clean and stuff like that. Well, everybody else is visiting and and it's funny that is how it used to be. Like that was, how like my mom's generation, my mom still takes just like waits hand and foot on my dad. Poor Jeff, he's got the turds end of that one with me because
and I must say, I am lucky that Tyler's here and helps me with it.
Yeah.
And he does joke. Like if I ask him to do something, he's like, no.
Yes.
And then
but that sense of humor is also why you're with him. Like, I mean, it's not, like, oh, do I have to do everything? He's so funny. And because we have a little chat that we're always talking, and he's like, because Lindsay and I'll be talking about something and he'll put his 2 cents in and I'm like, yeah, joker. But it's a really good so far. Like I've just done the first 4 chapters and she's already like hit the nail on the head like so many times. And I'm like,
and I want to say after reading like each chapter, I'm ready to go. Like it's go time. Let's do that. Yeah. Right. So I really like that part about it too.
Yeah. She really kind of lays it out and says, kind of like gives you like a shake, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah, it's really good.
So in the first, in the introduction, she asks a question. And so she doesn't ask a question. She makes a statement. And I want to see if you agree with the statement. Okay. Women are afraid of themselves.
Women are, I did read that. I think that we tend to try to prove anything about ourselves to ourselves and to other women. Like that it seems to be what drives most women is, so yeah, I mean, I agree with that to some point for sure.
Yeah.
Back when I was like in my 20s up to like probably 35 or something like that, I was just a big pushover. I let my friends treat me horribly. I was in a bad relationship, all that kind of thing. And I never felt like I had the worth to be happy and do more. And like, I just followed along what everybody said. I never set, something for my own standard kind of thing.
And that is such a big piece of where a lot of us feel, right?
Yes.
Like, why do we give everybody, why do we help everybody achieve their goals?
Yes.
Like,
why do we give them the power?
Right. And I will, because, and maybe it's almost because it feels like it's easier if we're helping other people do it. Because then we take the ownership away, we take the attention off of ourselves, and we won't fail, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We will.
No, you're totally right. You're absolutely right with that.
Let's do yours. Let's do your goal. Let's do your goal. We won't do mine. I won't do mine. I'm going to help you with yours. Right?
Yes, exactly. And you know what? And we all work better when we're trying to help somebody out. I know that. Like, I will do anything for you to get you to do this and that, but I'll sit on my couch and watch TV and not do it for myself.
Yeah, why? So I want to read this, what she says about that. So she says, that's true. Women are afraid of themselves. If we weren't afraid of ourselves, we wouldn't spend so much time apologizing constantly for who we are, what we want out of life, and the time required for us to pursue both.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think we hold a lot more guilt.
Of course.
Like, I don't know how men don't, but like I have like so much guilt that I carry like all the time. And therefore I try to probably do more things to help alleviate that kind of thing, which is not for myself.
I know, because, and I don't know what it is, but Tyler can sit there and watch a TV show and I can't. I feel guilty if I sit down when there's things that need to be done. So I'm running around in circles trying to get, like all this stuff done. And they're just things. They're not even things that help me work towards anything.
Like since we've moved here and I've been home, I definitely take more time for myself, more than I should. Like I do, I have guilt about it because, Jeff leaves the house every day to go to work and I don't. And there's things like that. And even like, well, Jordan's with me now, but like I still have guilt about leaving my other daughter in Sechelt and moving here. Like, and so therefore I work extra hard to make sure that I text her every day and stuff like that, even though I don't have time to maybe do this or whatever, because I want to make sure she knows that I love her and all that kind of thing. So it's women are they have a funny brain.
I was just looking about the guilt to see if there was a chapter on that, but well, I guess chapter 5 is one of them, and it says I can't pursue my dream and still be a good mom / daughter / employee. So that would be the guilt.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll learn about that.
We'll cover it next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dogs are barking.
So I like how she broke out this book so far too, because she does it into 3 different groups. So the first one is excuses.
Yeah.
Goes and covers the excuses. So there's 9 chapters there, or 9 excuses, I guess, that she goes through. She goes through behaviors, and then she also goes to skills. So I like
Right.
how that's all broken out so that it's easy
Yeah.
to kind of move forward, right?
Yeah. And like I say, it's a really easy read. Like you totally, every few pages, there's a little aha moment and a little golden nugget in there that you go, holy, that's totally right. Like
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh, okay, I'll read it kind of thing because I like reading, but it's actually really surprised me. It's a really good book. So
Yes. So excuses. Number
yeah.
one. That's not what other women do.
Yes.
You use that as an excuse?
Yes. Don't you? Like, even going online with an online business, you look at your friend base, like I'm talking like actual, not all my contacts on Facebook, but my actual, friend base. And I was always like hesitant to tell them that I was going into something online because, people just automatically think it's a scam and it's just this and it's just that. So, you're like, hey, I'm working online, I'm doing this. And they're like, hey, good for you, hope you did well with that, but they don't really believe in you kind of thing. And, and that's not what most women do. Most women are moms. They're taking care of the family. They're cooking meals. They're going to a job, say, or, volunteering at the school. This is not what other women do, this online thing.
Yeah.
Or have goals, like, right?
Yeah.
Having big goals. I guess having a big goal, if you're just a normal woman, is, making sure that your kids, outlive you.
Yeah, and that's
don't go hungry.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is like, are your goals that you do have, are they related to other people or are they related to specifically
like
yourself?
your own personal goal, like what you want.
Yeah.
Not for somebody else, for you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
what do you think?
Like serious look at that and come up with a goal for just me. Right?
Did you come up with one?
I'm working on one. I'd like to.
I mean, I have my goals about what I want to bring into my life with my online business. Like I have those goals, but I don't actually have like a goal like I want to learn how to speak another language, or I want to see a certain thing, or something for myself, like I want to go back to school, or I don't know, like I've never really looked at that, I guess.
And part of me, I feel like, because Tyler and I do the business together, it's goals that we share together. So
yes.
I think I would like to come up with one for just me, that I'm only responsible. I'm the one that has to like set aside time for myself.
Yes.
And make it a priority.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree. I have to figure that out. And it always comes back to that guilt with me, because I already feel like I take enough time for just me working on the business, but I'm working on a business that's going to help Jeff and I. It's going to help our lives. It's going to help my kids' lives. It's not something that's just going to improve my life.
But I think overall, if it's something that improves you and it's something that makes you happy, it will shine in all other areas.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm talking about a goal that's just like, just for me. And it doesn't have to be something major. Like it just,
I think just the fact of you taking time to do something for yourself and acknowledging that, it will shine through and help you in all areas, right?
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
You know what I think? I think for next week, we should come up with our own very specific goal.
Yes.
And share it.
Done.
And then we have to do it because we told everybody.
There you go, everybody. We will have our own personal goals, like only to us, not to do with our family, not to do with our loved ones, not to do with our business, just our own. We'll have
Nothing like putting you on the spot. Hey, Robin.
No, that's okay. You know what? Like after I read it, I really had to think about it. And I'm like, well, what do I want? Like I've never really sat there and really thought.
I know.
I know I want a lake on a cabin, but that's a combined thing. Like it's not Like, I don't think it has to be that big. Your own personal goal, I don't think it has to be that gigantic. Like, I think it can be, you know,
It can
something.
be big, it could be small,
Yeah.
but as long as it's only for you.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
if anybody has a goal that's for them
Just
only,
for them only. Yeah.
share with us. We would like to hear it. Or
Mhm.
think of one and let us know next week what your
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like
exactly.
let's do this, right?
Yeah. Like I say, get this book. It's a super easy read, and it really has some great
Yeah, and one
points in
thing,
it.
so I'm jumping on, are you okay with chapter
Yep.
1?
Yeah.
So if chapter 2, she says, or the title is I'm not a goal oriented, I can't see that word.
Goal-oriented person.
Person.
So here's the thing. To be goal-oriented is a totally different, like, you have to have that mindset, and you have to only look at getting to that goal. Like, you have to be very um you know, just clarity all the way to that goal kind of thing. um and I think that, yes, for certain things in business and whatnot, you do have to be that way, but um that can get in the way too, though, right? Like, to me, it can. If you're so focused on doing whatever you can to get to a certain goal or whatever, I mean, it's good to be that into it, but it can also, keep you from getting there too, because you're too, like, focused on something. So I think this goal, for personal wise, like our own personal goals, um it should be more of a fun thing. It should be more of a personal fun thing that we want, that's going to improve ourselves, kind of thing. Like, to me, it's a little bit different than what a business goal is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that how
I
you
mean,
feel?
unless that is one of your, if one of your, like if one of your goals is that you want to own your own business,
Yes.
like then, like that's.
Like, for me, I'm already there. So I
Yeah.
know I have to look outside the box, but there's people that's all they want to do is get the courage
Yeah, and don't know
to
how to
step
start.
out of their comfort zone and start a business. Like, it's such a, I don't know. I don't know why more people do it and why they're so afraid.
I know. That's just it. They're afraid,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you got to get past that fear. But
Yeah.
that could be anything, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like I
Yeah. I mean, I know that there's a few people that I know that they're in online businesses and marketing businesses and MLMs and whatnot. They're so focused on getting to the next rank that they do start not spending time with their kids, and they're on their phone, like, even at
oh,
dinner and stuff like that. And I think,
yeah,
yes, you're trying to rank up so that you are getting more money, which is going to help your family, but in a different way, that you're overdoing it so that what you're working towards is actually going into the wind, because you're not spending time with your family. So
yeah.
that's kind of what I'm saying about, um,
Yeah, because I know people have the mentality that if you work really hard now, then
yes.
you don't have to later.
And I
But
agree with that,
but
but
at
you
the same
can't
time, yeah, you need to.
like just disengage from what your life is actually in order to get there. You
Yeah,
still have to live during
yeah,
this time. So um,
exactly.
it's got to be a balance, right?
Yes.
Has to be.
Yes.
Especially you have little ones. My kids are, I mean, Jordan talks to me every day, but unless unless we have like hey, come sit with me, let's chat kind of thing. I mean, they can do without me, but when they're little like yours, they need that time.
Yes.
They totally need that time. So if you're so focused on, ranking up in your business, that you spend 10 hours a day, looking at your phone and on Zooms for hours a day and stuff like that, you're going to miss out on life.
Yes.
You're not living life.
Yeah.
So I agree. You want to get to the point that you don't have to worry about that kind of thing, and you do have to put the work in, but that's what it is you're working after the kids are going to bed or something like that. Like, it's
Yeah. It is a balancing act for sure.
Yeah, like I want to spend time when Jeff gets home from work. I want to spend time with him. I haven't seen him all day.
Yeah.
I did see him enough during quarantine, but now that he's back to work, I'm like, that was nice having him around kind of thing. And, so I want to spend time with him at night and on the weekends and stuff like that. So kind of the business gets put on kind of the side burner. I have all day while he's at work to do things on the business. So yeah, it's a balancing act. You have to be careful.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think everybody, if you set the goal for your personal thing, I'm not talking about giant ones for your business and all that. I think because it's something that's so personal to you that you will actually become a goal-oriented person, because you kind of get that feeling that, I really want this and I'm going to get it kind of thing. So I think everybody has the potential for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. She does say here that just to point out, hope is not a strategy.
No.
I hope on so many things, and yet it gets me nowhere.
Yeah, and the whole just put it out to the universe and it'll come to you. Like I have asked for sexy actors to be dropped off at my doorstep. I've put it out there and it never happens. I do agree that you need to talk in the positive. If you're talking in the negative, that's all you're going to get. That's all you're going to feel. That's all you're going to get. So talk in the positive. But if you're expecting, something to float down and actually happen, it takes work for that.
Yes. So, and she does say you've got to plan for your success. So you do need to plan out how it's going to work. Your goals, your daily schedules, all that kind of stuff, how it's going to go.
Yes, schedules for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So number 3.
This is always one that gets me. I don't have time.
I get that. It is an excuse, though.
Okay, every day when you're at home and you're working on your business and stuff, like if you're somebody that actually works at home, like Lindsay and Tyler and I, we can kind of float around and nothing is going to happen if we miss a day for sickness or just because or whatever. Like we're going to get back on it the next day and work at it kind of thing. It's quite a different story when you work an 8-hour job out of the house and then you come home and you have to balance kids, dinner, husband or wife or whatever, all that kind of time, plus work a few hours on your business every night. So, it's definitely a different ballgame when you are still working a 9-to-5 job than what we do.
Yeah.
But everybody can stop watching an episode of Grey's Anatomy and work on a business for an hour.
Oh,
there's one person that doesn't have an hour a day or a couple hours every other day or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think she had said put 5 hours a week, right? Was it 5 hours a week?
Yeah.
Towards your goal.
Your new goal.
That's
for you.
That's a week. Yeah. That's 7 days. So you can clump it together and put a couple hours in each night, or you can do an hour a day, or
you said you can break it down however you want, just as long as it's 5 hours in a week.
Yeah, you can do it however. Just focus 5 hours on figuring out how you're going to make the steps to get to the goal that you have set for yourself. Like say you want to learn Spanish. So what are you going to do? You're going to look for, books on it. You're going to look for a course. You're going to practice it. Like when you actually do get a course, you're going to look at watching, YouTube videos and, these are the things that you're going to work towards your goal so that at some point you're going to have it. You'll be, I speak Spanish kind of thing.
And one thing that I liked that she said about that is make sure that you're doing it however you learn best.
Yes.
So don't be trying to do something like if you're a hands-on person for learning, find somebody that can teach you hands-on. Don't read books. That's how I am. I need the.
If you're a visual person, watch videos.
Yes.
Don't read.
Do what's going to work for you because you're going to be spending money on all these other trainings and you're going to get frustrated because it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
So that's
who hasn't? Like, do you think how much money I've spent in training and stuff like that. And I've never even used it because I'll get into it and it's boring as hell. So I just put it aside. But I mean, she was talking about in her chapter here, she was saying that she is not a money person. She hates math. She never did well in it, or I think that's what she said. So what it was, when she was starting to really get popular and, she was getting to be a person that had a business that was growing, she didn't know anything about the money part of her business. Nothing. She didn't know the books. She didn't know how to scale her business to the next level. Like, she got every month or a couple weeks or whatever, her accountant sent her, what her business monies were like, but she didn't know how to, decipher it. Like, she didn't have any clue. So she kind of stuffed it away for a few years like that. So then when she got to the point that she was ready to take her business to the next level, she just said, I have to learn this. Like, I have to figure out how to do this. So she figured out the best way. She signed up for a course, right? An expensive course at Harvard or something.
Yeah, business school. Harvard online.
And, she spent all this time doing this course. What's that?
She aced it, though.
She aced it, but she still didn't have a clue on what to do with it.
No, it wasn't practical for her.
So it wasn't what she needed. So
and it took time away from her family, and it took time away from her business and all that other stuff, because she just spent so many hours. Sure, she aced it, but like, what are you going to do with that if you don't? Like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. So like, and what also she's saying is maybe the most expensive, most popular way to take a course on something isn't the way that you're going to learn.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out how. Like, we'll go back to Spanish. If watching videos of it is better than reading it in a book, then that's good. And actually, if you're learning, like if you remember French in school and stuff like that, I mean, we learned by speaking it, like in class. Like, it was a live. Yeah. There was very little book work about it, but we actually spoke it, and that's how we learned, kind of thing. So, but that goes with anything. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about, setting as a goal.
Yeah. And the one thing I like too is, if you think that you don't have enough time, you know how you write like a journal about all the food that you eat, and you're counting calories, and you're like, oh, I actually don't eat that much. But then pretty soon you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like this little nibble costs this much.
Chocolate bar was how many calories?
Yeah, right. But she says, do that with your time. So account for each hour of your day and then see where it is. And I know for myself, I probably watch more TV than I could put that towards a goal. Cut it out. I could wake up an hour earlier.
You don't have to cut out everything. You just need to cut out what you don't need. We have a couple people on too. I'm not sure who all's here still, but Linda's with us.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Glad you could join us. Do you have your
Nicole Ashley is with us. Is that
That's my dad's.
He's like, great job naming the book again. It's Girl, Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis.
Yes.
It's a great book. I'm really enjoying it.
Nice to join us. Thank you.
So.
And in case they didn't hear us, we're setting personal goals for next week that you guys need to share with us.
And we're not talking about business goals. I mean, it could be, if that's what your goal is in life, to be, in business, that's fine. For us, though, we already do business. So we're talking like a real personal.
That's for us only. That's only gonna I want to say just benefit us, but really I think in the whole it'll benefit everybody.
Yeah, but first.
It is just our goal for us.
Yes, but you need to benefit from it first before anybody else can. So
yes.
I have to really think about that. That's gonna be soul searching.
See, in mine, I'm always just so, I can jump into any goal. Give me any goal, I got it. But it's the carry through and doing it to the end.
Yes.
That's the hard part for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that will be where I struggle. I think I know what my goal is going to be, but I just need to think.
I have no clue.
Too soon.
I've kind of jumped back and forth already, and I'm like, it's just too, I don't know. And I don't, I don't want to be lazy and not do like something kind of big, but then again, it's like summer and there's camping but
So do something then that you can do like while you're camping. Do it anywhere. What was that look for?
What do I do when I'm camping? I fish.
I was gonna say,
but there's a lot of time to think about things when you're camping and fishing for me.
Oh, there certainly is.
You know, like Jack, he never shuts up. All he does is talk, right? So
write a book while you're out there.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to write a book.
See, there you go. You have all the time.
Just so you guys know, Jeff doesn't say anything. He does not speak hardly. So that's why I talk so much, because I have to hold up the conversation for the entire family. So
yeah, I hear you there. I'm the same way.
Linda says, I haven't got too far in yet. No pressure.
Yeah. Oh yes. Linda also said the finish follow through. Sometimes I have a hard time with it. So
yeah, for sure.
That's a lot of people. It's so easy to say, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But then one thing comes up and you get super discouraged and you're like, that's it. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. So, you know, discouragement is it's like a cancer. It gets in there and it just pulls pieces off until you just go, I don't need to do that anymore. It's like exercising.
It's frustrating.
Healthy. You're really good that first week of your diet. You're eating that rabbit food every darn day and grilled chicken, and then that one piece of crap comes in the house and you're like, it's not going to hurt me just have one bite.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The next day you're eating chips.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of, you got to be careful with that for sure.
So excuse number 4.
Yep.
I'm not enough to succeed. Talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah, we're so harsh on ourselves for judging ourselves if we're able to do something, worthy of doing something, worthy of accepting what we get in return for it. It's another thing that women are just mental about.
We talk ourselves out of it before we even start.
Yes. Yeah, you're totally right.
Start, and I'm like, I can come up with 10 reasons just like that why I shouldn't do it.
And one reason why you should.
Right. And it's like, why? I haven't even tried.
Yeah. Really crafty and artsy things and crafts. My kids, they're just like, they've just been brought up doing crafts and stuff. And so it's very easy for me to do it. And then I get like a few of my friends around and I'm like, tonight we're doing this. We're going to paint this and we're going to do, and they're like, I can't do that. Like they won't even try. And it kind of, for me, it's so easy. So I'm like, why can't you do it kind of thing? I'm going to walk you through it. And,
which is funny.
The same thing.
Because I went to a painting class one night, and it was one of those ones where you can have a glass of wine.
Yes, paint night. Yes.
I was so stressed out by the end of that. I was like, I am never doing this again. That was horrible. That wasn't fun at all.
It's like me in golf. My dad isn't, he used to be, he doesn't anymore, but he was an avid golfer and he was a very good golfer. And he thought that everybody on earth should love golfing. And he would take me out because he always says to me, oh, you have the nicest swing. And so every third ball that I hit would just sail out perfectly and land perfectly. But the ones in between that one used to just like chew away at my soul. I hated it. I hated it so much that I hate golfing. Hate it. It is not enjoyable. It's the most frustrating sport there is. And he was so disappointed because he was sure he could get me to be this perfect golfer. And I was like, I can't do it. I just can't. I'm sure I could have with practice, but I just said, nope.
Yeah.
Out. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got to stop being so hard on ourselves for sure.
Well, and there's something I want to read too. It's just a short little, but it's friends, personal growth is supposed to be personal.
Yes.
And I read that, just had to laugh because it's so true. I mean, there's so many times where I just say, I want to work out. And then you tell a friend that you want to work out. And then pretty soon you're trying to combine how you're going to work out together. And like you're making all these sacrifices then to try to
Yeah, you're trying, because you're a woman and you're apologizing for everything. You're like, oh, we're going to meet at 9. Oh, 9 doesn't work for me because such and such. So then now you're changing what your original plan was is to go out and run a mile. Now you're changing it to suit your friend.
Or to
and now you're not doing it because it won't work out for you.
Or you're doing a workout you don't even like, you don't get any enjoyment out.
Yes.
And maybe you're driving like halfway across the city to even meet them. And
yes.
It's like, and I laughed at that one because there's so many times where I've done that, and it's like I need to do it for me, and I need to do what's gonna work for me. So when she said that, I laughed and I was like, that is so true.
Yeah.
Like you might have the same goal as somebody else, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it together.
Yeah, and personal growth comes in many forms too, like your mind, your body, your like that. I see so many people that share way more than they should about personal growth, and then they try to force what their personal growth is on you, where that might not be what you need.
Yeah,
it's a personal thing. Things that you need to change within yourself, it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
So you got to be wary of that too. Like you have to take everything that everybody says, oh, well, you should do this, with a grain of salt, because
that works for them. It might not work for you.
Yeah, what works for them. Like if somebody in their life has a sudden like epiphany of something that they need to change, that's going to change their whole way of being, it ain't going to be doing it for me. I need to figure that out myself. It's my head. It's my body.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just somebody says, you need to take these vitamins.
Yeah.
These vitamins are going to do this for you. They might not do that for me.
Yeah.
They might not. So, it's a personal thing, and personal growth in any form, your mind, your body, your spirit, whatever, it's personal.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it also, if somebody goes back to the title of the chapter, I'm not enough to succeed. She also says not having the knowledge just makes you teachable, not stupid, which I think is also important, because so many times people are like, no, I'm not going to do it because 1, I don't want to make a mistake.
Yes.
2, like it's too hard to learn.
Yes.
Right? Like you just, and again, so
you don't want to be judged. You don't,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she says not being in shape just makes you moldable, not lazy. Right?
Yeah.
You just need to look at things in a different way. And again, if it's not a way that you want to learn, there's many different learning styles. Just find the one that suits you, right?
Until you decide, like with exercise or improving your health or improving your mindset or whatever, until you decide yourself that it has to be done, no matter who comes at you with whatever. Yes, it might work for a couple of days, but it's not going to work unless you find out what works for you. So you kind of have to stay.
Well, and that's even funny because I'm like, Robin, you make sure you have a goal for next week.
I know. Okay, sorry.
Right? Like this whole thing that we're talking about. And I'm like,
so sorry, I don't have one right now.
And it's like, well, what if you don't have a goal? And I'm like forcing you.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Hey, Lindsay, what are you going to do to me if I don't have my goal? And that's another thing too. Just like, for instance, like we're saying, hey, if you guys have your goal, let us know what it is. Like that's putting pressure on you. And already, like, because we're women, we're like, what if my goal's not good enough? Like, what if it's dumb? What if it's, and we're already going through.
I know.
I mean, I've had a couple in my head and I'm like, I can't do that. That's stupid.
What? Like, and I can't, like, if it's something that you actually want to do, you can't, and it's not for anybody else.
No.
It's for you.
I don't know why we have to keep doing that to ourselves. Like second guessing ourselves and trying to set a goal that's going to please everybody else.
Yes.
Instead of setting a goal that's ours.
Yes.
That's for us.
Yes.
We always set everything that we do to please everybody else, to please our family, to please our kids. our bosses, whatever, it's rarely, and it's not just women, it's men too. Like, they just seem like they have, I don't know, they're just not as tightly wound.
No, like I feel like I'm under like stress a lot. And like
under pressure,
many guys just seem like they could just be like, well, whatever. Like they shrug it off so easily. And I don't think that they do. Well, they act like they do.
Yeah, look at what kids go through in school. Okay, like I had one of my children were bullied at school by a group of girls. It was horrible. Here's the thing: 2 boys are on the field and they're kicking the ball back and forth or whatever, and one gets mad at the other one. The other one goes up and bops them in the nose, and they're friends and they're playing in 10 minutes. The girls and women, not just girls. This happens at my age of 50. We go at each other in this mental warfare. You know what I mean? Like it isn't just a sock in the nose. Like how many times now that I'm older, I would just go, oh man, I could just go over there and slap that person if it wouldn't end me up in jail, because that's where I'm at now. I don't like all that high school bullshit that goes on between women. Like it's awful. It's so awful.
And that's more damaging and hurtful because then it lowers the other person's esteem and makes them not want to do it as much.
Yes. Oh, my Bailey. Know the hurtful.
Oh.
And Emily. Hi, Emily. I mean, and I've said this to my girls too, that when they're both at the age still, and I think the magic number is around 30. When you kind of finally go, I don't give a damn what other people think about me. I'm me. This is me. Like me or leave me. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to force myself into a mold that everybody else is in. And, when you're young, you still kind of, you try to please everybody, and you don't stand up for yourself with your family or anybody or your boss or anybody like that. And for me, it was around 30. And I just went, why am I doing this? Like, it's making me miserable. And then I think I've said this before, I almost went too far the other way where I was like, give a damn, and I just went, I don't care. I don't care if you don't like what I say. And I almost took it too far the other way. So, but,
and I think it was more late 30s.
Late 30s?
And I even want to say that there are still times where I will do something that I'm not totally comfortable with just to make somebody else happy.
Oh, same with me for sure. But there were things that I can remember the first time I stood up to my mom. She was telling me, and because she was my mom, and and I was probably in my early 40s, and she was like telling me that I wasn't allowed to do something, and and I'm like, Mom, I'm 40, whatever it was. I don't have to listen to you. Like, you're not the boss of me, and you haven't been for 20 something years. Like, you got to stop this kind of thing, right? And just things like that when you stand up to somebody. It was, because I used to do that. I used to, okay, let's do that. I'm not going to rock the boat.
Yeah.
Even though I hated it, but
then you're miserable the whole time.
This is really fun. But I mean, the sooner that you kind of grow a backbone and you start standing up for yourself and start treating yourself like you're an actual person and that you're worthy of being happy and whatnot, that's when your life will actually just flourish. It truly will.
You owe it to yourself.
You do. And unless you're like a murdering, horrible person, everybody deserves happiness.
Yeah.
Like, and you need to set that as a goal, as just being happy. Everything else will fall into place if you start acting happy, like, and embracing,
well, and if people aren't happy for you that you're doing a goal and that they're making you miserable too, it doesn't hurt to take a look at the relationships. And if
they're not your people.
Yeah. If it's making
if you're trying to get to this level and somebody's holding you back down, they're not your people. They're not serving you. So why should you serve them?
Yeah.
And it's a hard thing to let go of people. Like I've done it to many, you know, friends in the past that I've had to move away from. Like I've had to leave them kind of behind because they were literally dragging me down.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to go, they were dragging me down, and it's a hard thing to go through.
Yeah.
But
in the long run, you feel better, right?
Yeah. Like I was always that friend that was there. Oh, it's okay. He's a jerk when they break up with a boyfriend kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's, you know, we'd hang out. And then all of a sudden they'd have a boyfriend off, and I'd be left in the dust kind of thing again. And I was always that person. And then I finally got to the point where, you know, I just don't care that you just broke up with your boyfriend. Go find somebody else. Like,
yeah.
You know how many times we've been through this, and
yeah.
Everybody is enough. Every single person is enough, but you have to believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You have to start saying to yourself that you're enough.
Yeah.
And believing it. You can't listen to other people. It's tough. It's a tough thing to watch. Yeah. Hi, Lisa. You know, like staying in an unhappy relationship. You're worth more than that. You deserve to be happy. Get out of it.
Yeah.
Move on. It's hard. It's going to hurt. It's going to, you know, cause some issues, but in the long run, I think you'll be happier. If you're in a bad job, if you hate your job and you hate going there, and this quarantine's been the best thing ever. I mean, look, take a step back and look.
Yeah.
Why are you going to waste another 20 years in a job that you hate?
Yeah.
Figure out how to change it. Yeah. You're worthy. You're worthy of having happiness. So.
Yeah, Linda says, yes, letting go of friends that I thought were friends only to find out that I was the only one doing the calling and chasing as they were never calling me. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and they might not see it that way. Like they like people that I have kind of let go of, they only see it as me being a bitch, like me being, you know, well, I don't know what I did to her, but, you know, she just dumped me and whatever like that. I can't concern myself about that. Like, I can't take that on from them. Yeah. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Don't take on other people's problems. That's a problem they have. They have a problem with you, not you have a problem with you. So that's something that everybody needs to learn too, because.
Yeah, only do the ones that you can control.
Yes.
Like their actions, that you can't control how they're going to treat you, what they're thinking about you.
No.
And if they don't ask you, how are they supposed to know how you actually feel? If they're just assuming everything all the time, that's not your problem. Nope. Right?
No, it sure isn't. Like it's none of your business. And you've heard this many times. It is none of my business, Lindsay, what you think of me. I don't care. It's none of my business. You're entitled to think of me however you want, or whoever. It's none of my business. I'm not going to change the way I am to make sure that, you know, I fit into your little box. Like I might have at one time. And so many women, so many men, everybody does that to try and make everything peaceful and happy. Yeah. But there comes a point that you kind of draw a line in the sand and you're like, okay, here on this side of the sand is happiness, and here on this side of the sand is what's been not working for the last 20 years. Like, and
people just get tired of it. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. It truly is. Yeah. So I mean, when she says I'm not enough to succeed, it's just a cop-out. It truly is.
Excuse. Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's another excuse, and that's why she has it listed in under the excuses. Yeah. Just like with not enough time, or, oh, I don't set goals, or, you know, that's not what the norm is. You know, those are just excuses that you have made comfortable for yourself so that you don't have to do something that you're scared of, that you have fear of. So time to jump out of that box. Just
be strong. Yep.
Yeah. You got to dive in.
Yeah, exactly.
Have faith that the water's deep enough that you're not going to hit bottom. So you just, you know, you got to put a lot of faith in different things. So Oh, Dan's watching. I missed you on there, Dan. Haven't seen you on here. Well, I haven't been on here either, so I'm not gonna. Linda says, took a long time to get out of my miserable relationship, and that was not only one slow learner. Yeah, you got it there. As a young person in high school, I tried to fit in and did whatever to be part of the group. Yes, that's yeah.
I think high school is where a lot of it starts. Junior high, and high school.
Yeah, I mean, I always had friends. Like I had really good friends in school, but we were kind of we did our own thing, outcast kind of thing, and then there was the popular kids and the athletes and stuff like that. And I mean, I was never lonely for friends. It's just that I don't know. And we used to sit there and judge like the popular kids too. Like we're like,
oh yeah,
she thinks she is kind of thing, So it wasn't just a one-way street. I mean, we definitely. We went back and forth kind of thing. And same with my adulthood. Like I played women's hockey. So, we came across a lot of different women, like, let me tell you. And it was so judgy. Guilty. Totally. I don't think there's one of us that I have to say, you want to hear something just ridiculous though? So you always have like names, your hockey team names. So we went to different tournaments and stuff. So people like from all over Western Canada, like women's teams would come and play at these things. And we had this rivalry with this Edmonton group. And I'm telling you that they were the most manly looking women I'd ever seen on any of our hockey tournaments kind of thing. Anyways, they named themselves the Edmonton Klondikes. Like, get it?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, yeah. They were scary. I seriously thought we were playing men. It was really scary, but they kicked our butt pretty bad. But like just even, and we thought we were all a pretty nice group of, young women kind of thing, but we were judgy. We tore them apart behind their backs and stuff like that, so everybody's guilty. But now I'm just all about love and peace.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I don't care. I think that's the biggest thing is you go do your thing. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm not going to like have anything to say unless you're doing something that's dangerous or, something you're abusive or something like that. I'm really going to let you do your own thing because who am I to say what you should do and shouldn't?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
We need more of that and less.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But anyways, I'm looking forward to the next chapters. And like this book isn't just, it applies to men too. Like there's so many, of us that just, we're so hard on ourselves and we just don't need to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Let everybody else do that. We don't need to do it to ourselves. So, yeah. So anyways, so we're going to go through what from chapter 5 to 9?
Yeah, excuses? It's the rest of the excuses.
Okay. That sounds good.
And we will be back here in a week.
Yeah. I miss this.
I know.
I'm trying to talk Lindsay. You guys should put something in the comments. I'm trying to talk Lindsay into like one day a week daytime show, just shooting the crap.
Yeah.
Just having some fun. I think that would be fun. I know I hardly talk. Well, I've had a busy couple of weeks. I mean, that's mostly what it's been, but I've hardly talked to Lindsay too. And
oh, I know. Things are
just, it's just been a whirlwind. But Linda says women are more judgmental than men in groups of things, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Why? It's in our DNA.
There are some guys though that definitely judge.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I think they almost judge in a laughing way though, like that's something that's ridiculous that they judge about, but there's a difference between judgmental and arrogance too. Like I just find that some men are much more arrogant than like that's instead of being judgy, I guess I call them arrogant. I don't know. But yeah, interesting. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
Thanks everybody that joined us. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, Get the
Anyway,
book.
we'll put a heads up if we're going to jump on here in the daytime one of these days. We'll put it.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it's an easy read, so if you don't have the book yet, go get it. You definitely have time to join
Yeah,
us.
I really like it. Like, I'm really happy. I was kind of at first, I was like, okay, and then I thought, no, you know what? It's actually really good. First couple, well, even the first few pages, I was like, it's like she's talking right to me. So
yeah, it's really good. So,
all right, everybody. So we will for sure see you next Wednesday night, same time, and we'll see if we can jump on sometime during the day, but we'll see.
Okay, we'll talk.
Okay.
Hey, good night, everyone.
All right, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.